give examples.
Welcome to The Link this Wednesday evening, and we continue to give you information that you can use to make decisions of a business type. And tonight we're discussing networking, but a kind of networking that will benefit you. And in the studio today we have, my guest is Mrs. Ninsiima Diana Ninsiima. I've said the three names, eh?
Yes.
Okay. And she's with Business Network International, BNI, and they specialize in facilitating networks or a business type. So she knows about these things. Yes. So, Diana, let's start with, how does a business build useful networks? And why should I bother? Why shouldn't I be comfortable where I am?
Okay. A business can build useful networks starting with the core networks that it has. I always tell people, don't look beyond your family, your OBs and OGs. Don't look beyond your church group, your previous employment, because these are people who trust you and know you. And from these core units, these core networks, it is very easy for you to look at what they're doing, to ask people who are credible, who you know, and then look for the networks in which they are a part of, and then join those networks. That is the best way to build strong networks, because you leverage off the credibility of people who already know you and trust you, and then you're able to join a network.
So some people may know me.
Yes.
Are they necessarily networks?
Networks are connections.
Yes.
The core thing to remember is networks are connections. But the critical part about networks is, what is this connection helping you achieve? And when we talk about business networks, these networks should be helping you see a profit at the end of the day. Some of the networks that people join in Uganda are very social networks. Other networks are networks to help them give back to community. As a business owner, one of the key things that you must be asking yourself, if I'm part of this network, how do I measure my return on investment, especially regarding time? Because time is the biggest commodity for any business owner. So how do you measure your return on investment in time once you're part of this group?
So you've got to put your mind to it.
You've got to put your mind to it.
It's not just taking tea. It must be. Okay. How do you effectively use these networks? Okay, people know me, they trust me.
Yes.
It may stop there. How do I proceed to get that value for money?
Okay, so that one thing that I always advise people to do is, first of all, to educate people in your networks. Tell them exactly what you do. I'll give a very example of my family. We are 10 siblings and we have 4 lawyers. Of those 4 lawyers, each of us do something different from the other. Now, it's very important that in our family unit, our family members are able to understand specifically what each member does. And through that, they've been able to give business to members in the family, although they are 4 lawyers. So when you're talking to your networks, in whatever space you're in, it is important that you're able to articulate or to spell out clearly, what is it you do? What is your unique selling point? How does that differentiate you from the rest? Another simple example I'll give is on my school alumni group. It's a WhatsApp group. We have a business profile. Every month, one member of the group profiles their business, and they can say as much as they want about it. They can show examples of products. They can give discounts for the season. And what you see is that immediately on that WhatsApp group, people begin to say, oh, I have some business for you. I can refer you to a third party. Another key thing is really that once people have awareness about what your business does, it is very easy for them to link you to people who can collaborate with you to do bigger and better things. Yes.
So it can't just be a WhatsApp group just for you.
No. The question is, how effectively are you using the space that you have? And we always talk about, in BNI, we say there are three things. There's visibility. So if I appear somewhere, it's not enough that you see me. It's credibility. The question is how credible I am, how credible do I come across, how credible does my business come across for somebody to give me a business referral, whether I'm in my family group, whether in my social group, whether I'm in a professional network like the Law Society to which I belong.
Credibility, Diana. So how do we know I'm credible? How would I build that credibility? People are meeting me, they like me, okay, but how do they know I'm credible?
Okay. I think the first thing is that you should remember is that most business people will have been referred. So when I refer you, Sam, to somebody, I've already lent you my credibility. Okay? So if I say Sam is a good journalist, the people who trust me are already saying, oh, Sam must be a good journalist. The second thing is for Sam to do what he says he's going to do, when he's going to do it, and in the way that he said he was going to do it. If there's any gap, any miscommunication between what you say you're going to do and how you're going to do it and the value that you're going to expect at the end of doing it, please correct that urgently. Because unfortunately, one bad conversation about your business can tarnish you.
So reputation is important. Whichever way, whoever is in this equation.
Yes, and with the key thing is that we're all part of networks, whether you intentionally go out to become part of a network or
unwittingly.
whether unwittingly. People are talking, if you're offering a product or service, people are talking about it. What are they saying about it? It all starts from what you're doing. I always say actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
And the truth is, many people will remember an experience they had with you far longer than they remember the catchphrase of your business.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you avoid being exploited? Now in these networks, there are some clever people. They are mischievous.
Yes.
How do I avoid being a victim even while looking for networks?
Okay. So I will say the first thing you should be aware of is to understand what your business practices are and apply these business practices across the board. An example is if, as a lawyer, I charge fees before I take on a file, when I meet people in networks, I shouldn't get excited and take on files without charging fees.
Where free things?
Free things. I must be very clear, this is how my business operates and this is what I expect. And have these conversations early on. The second thing I keep telling people is don't be desperate. When you join a network, no matter what opportunities seem to lie in this network, don't be too hungry because people will take advantage of you and exploit you. Yes. Take your time to understand who are these people. And then the key thing that I always tell people is what are the values of this association or this network that you're joining? Because once you're part of an association or network and you can see that there are members whose values do not align with yours or with the key values of the association, it's very important for you to be able to, become alive to that and question.
Arm's length.
Yes, arm's length. Yes, but the one thing I will say is really take your time.
Okay. Before we run out of time, Diana, Business Network International, that's what you do in this context. I know you're a lawyer also. So BNI, tell us briefly in 1 minute.
Okay.
What do you do?
All right. So Business Network International is a global organization in 73 countries, and it brings business owners together to pass business to each other. Its focus is on trust. Once people trust each other, they'll be able to give business to each other. And its key philosophy is give us gain. Once I help you get business, Sam, the idea is that you will also reciprocate and help me get business. In Uganda, we currently have over 120 members, and those 120 members in 5 years have passed business of over 17 billion. This is business which is done on a day-to-day basis. The most biggest deal that we've seen happen among members was for $1.2 million. And on the other hand, you find members who are selling everyday products to other members in the room and shilling by shilling becoming millionaires. So the idea really is that once I can trust your business and once I understand the business that you do, I am able to take you with me to any part of my network and I tell them to use your services. I lend you my credibility.
In 10 seconds, how do I join?
Okay, so you join by, first of all, visiting one of our chapters.
Okay.
We have chapters which meet at Protea on Friday, Wednesday, and Tuesday.
Okay.
And once you come to one of those meetings, you're able to see what Business Network International does on a day-to-day basis, and then you're able to make a decision as to whether it would be a good fit for you or not.
Okay, Diana, our time has run out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We have simply skimmed, but I hope
Yes.
people got the point.
Yes.
Viewers, you heard, if you think belonging to an association is a waste of time, if you're a business, think again. Or if your WhatsApp group is just for jazzing, as people say, think again. That was the link tonight.
Thank you.